It's about me showing people that I've got it in me. My motivation is to look back on something and be proud.
This is the end of everything. It's not until one of us wins that I'll know whether it's over.
I'm Steve Pinhorne and I am fighting for the first time ever in 2 weeks for Student Fight Night in Portsmouth. I've never done any boxing before. I've never even been in a fight before or like a heated argument with a stranger or anything like that. Boxing is probably about as far away from my personality as you could get. I think the fear of being in a fight is massive. I'm more of a lover than a fighter is probably the best way of describing me. And too much of a lover. Too much of my life I've spent not putting myself out there and not doing things I wanted to try or not putting myself in situations that make me feel uncomfortable. I've always been a bit too in my own head. I just want to go in and show that I am a bit stronger than I thought I was and that I can put my mind to something.
So it would be straight, bent arm. Obviously there's no contact for the first kind of 5 or 6 minutes. It's just practicing those defences, okay? So remember, we've got hand defences, we can slip, we can move our feet. If it's our body, we're tucking our elbows in, all right?
The first day didn't feel like I was about to do a fight, really. So the sessions would start off with a bit of warm-up, blocking drills, sort of combination training, testing out different moves. I wanted to look like I belonged in that environment. There'd normally be a 15-minute circuit. Those were absolutely killer. Okay, so I just finished my second session boxing training. I think the reality's starting to hit me a bit of what I've actually signed up for. That was tough. First session was a lot of fun and I think I was fueled by the adrenaline of what I'd signed up for, and then this second session I've realised I've had a day's rest and I've got to do this 3 times a week for 6 weeks. At the end of it, some bloke is going to punch me in the face. Patrick Bateman claims he can do 1,000 crunches in one session every morning, and I think now I understand why he was driven to murdering people with a chainsaw, because that nearly broke me. It's very rare I meet someone that I go, no, I do poetry, I've written some things. Even rarer if I let someone read it, I suppose. It always felt like a dirty word, like I didn't want to say that. I've written poetry. It felt like the opposites of fitting into the narrative of what a man should be. I think actually deep down we all have a writer or a creative in us, and none of us express it enough. I've never felt judged once by Evie. I met Evie 3 weeks before her fight, and she introduced herself to me as Evie K.O. Cantwell, her fight name. She's going to be my ring girl, in my corner. She's kind of my connection between myself and creativity and sport as well.
What are you looking to get out of this fight?
I want to win.
Obviously, who doesn't want to win, mate?
It's my main priority. I want to prove to people I can do it, because I don't think people look at me and think that. I'm getting a bit fed up with the number of people who call me cute, actually. I'm not happy with that. Well, I'd like to be cute, actually.
Like I said, I don't see you as a fighter. So I'm going to be quite surprised for whatever happens, to be honest. Considering I can't watch you train.
Well, no, you can't bear to watch me get punched.
No, too cute. When I was training, you know, I was gaining muscle mass and I was losing weight, and it made me feel like a complete different person. And in a way, it made me really want to fight. You know, do you think that's going to change you, or do you think you're just going to be Steve the whole way through?
I think I'll be me, but I'll be a different version of me. But I think for me, it's mostly the commitment. I've been really single-minded on it and really quite of selfish, actually.
putting in all of my effort into this. It's only however long it's going to be now.
It's not. It goes by so quickly, you know. And all of a sudden, it's fight night. You're standing behind the doors, getting ready to walk out to your song. God, and everything just stops. You know, the crowd are going wild, but you can't hear them. It's just so weird, the whole experience. And you know what? I think you'll quite like it.
Well, that's why it's terrifying, but I want to be terrified by something soon, I think, is my main thought.
Yeah.
Emily, the girl who runs Fight Night, she came into training Tuesday and said about Harry, which I don't know if you'd heard about that. I think you'd heard off the grapevine what had happened.
Harry McGee, the MC and one of the guys running Fight Night, had an accident at New Year's Eve and he was not in a good way. So now we're running Fight Night as a charity event to try and raise money for Harry.
Harry was your MC, wasn't it? Your fight.
When I won, he was like,
yeah.
Called it early, in the blue corner. I was like, yeah.
KO Cantwell.
KO Cantwell, yeah, he called me.
I've done loads of stuff with him before, commentary for rugby games, and whenever I see him around campus, he's always the first person to come up and speak to me. So when I found out he'd been hurt in an accident, I was absolutely shocked, and it really actually quite upset me. Just the thought that anything can happen to anyone at any time, and I think I've wasted so much time in the last 3 years not doing anything because I felt nervous about it. Now it's just go out and get stuck in and do everything you want to do while you still can.
Okay, time on that round. Can we please go gloves and gun shields? Pair up with someone roughly the same size. You're not going to be taking shots, so don't worry too much.
2 or 3 weeks ago when we started sparring, I'd always just pull up slightly short with my punches, and I never really wanted to connect with anyone. I think in my head it's because I'm thinking, I don't want this person to hit me on the nose, so why should I hit them on the nose? And then a few weeks later, sparring again, my head was all over the place.
Going into that, just didn't feel quite on it. Been busy, stressful few weeks, trying to stay fit for this, trying to stay on track with my eating, and then failing. Tricky time in my personal life as well, with relationships and things. And then we went in today, and do you know what? I held my own. I did really well, and I got a few hits in and stuff. And then you've probably just seen it, the red mist came over because I got hit a few times. I just wanted to fight back, and then he hit me just one time. I had to call it because I couldn't keep my eyes open. And looking back on it now, it was only a minute or two ago, I couldn't keep my eyes open because I was that close to crying. But I just think that a symptom of being a man sometimes is that you can't express your emotions when you feel upset and you feel overwhelmed, and I felt pretty much like that for the last 3 weeks. And it took someone punching me in the face to cause my eyes to tear up, to cause me to actually feel something, and I just felt overwhelmed and a bit... yeah, it's just a lot, it's physically a lot, it's tiring. But I want to get back in, and I want to rectify a few things and hold my own a bit more.
Even early on, I felt like this is going to take some time to get into. I think at every single point of the whole journey, I felt mentally behind. Being me in my head with too many things going on emotionally. One of the days I do remember walking home and pretty much having to think about whether I was going to do it or not. Throw in the towel 6 weeks in because didn't want to get hurt or knocked out or put in hospital.
I'm nervous. I'm really nervous. But I can't. As soon as I get in there, I can't be nervous.
I think everyone's saying the nice things to my face, but I don't think anyone's given me a chance tonight, honestly. My mum said to me last night, this doesn't look like a very fair matchup. She was trying to tell me to mention to them that it didn't look very fair, because she'd seen a photo of Oakley and he was massive, and I'm fairly round at the moment. So yeah, I've just got to back myself beyond belief. I've got to just stick with that. Only thing going through my head is pretend to be confident.
He can talk the talk, but can he walk the walk? It's Stephen the Poet Pinhorne!
My first thought is to slow everything down. I've got to make an entrance and I've got to give everyone that moment of confidence. That's just not my character, to be super outwardly confident. Looking back on it, I did move pretty quickly. I didn't stand around and gloat in the glory of being up on stage for too long. I've been told by people in the past that the best boxers don't break eye contact first. So I wanted to try and do my best impression of someone scary. Whether it was scary or not, I don't know. I can imagine it wasn't. The ref calls you into the middle. He said, let's have a good fight, put on a show, touch gloves. I didn't want to be one of those people that danced around for too long. So instantly threw a jab, and I didn't connect. Chris, my coach, had said the whole time, when I get hit, kind of wear it a bit too much, you've got to shake them off straight away. And I just remember being told in training the first week, you can't just block, you have to throw a jab back. That's when I went for it. Evie was in the ring holding up the round 2 card, going absolutely wild. Okay, I can do this now. In that moment, I felt absolutely unstoppable. People always say when you're fighting you can't hear anything in the crowd at all. There was only one voice I could hear, and that was my brother in my corner. He went, use your right hand. And it's the moment I think I'll look back on forever as being the moment that I won the fight. Evie jumped in the ring, shouted TKO, TKO. That's when I knew I'd done something special, and it's what everyone had said wasn't going to happen on the night.
Okay, called by ref's decision, it's the red corner!
In that moment I was Steve the Poet Pinhorne. I think I got so much more out of the fight than I was ever intending to. I now have this sort of persona, Steve the Poet Pinhorne, winning fighter. The confidence and the belief I have now is the biggest gift I've ever been given. I've proved that I've got a bit of fight in me. I absolutely loved it, and it was one of the best experiences of my life. That night was so perfect for me. I don't think I need to go back in a ring. 100% record, and we'll bow out now. I'm never fighting again.